Warning. This program contains strong language, auditory violence, and mental nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Greetings to all the furious faithful out there, and welcome to another episode of Unshackled Fury, your uncensored home for all things Warcraft. This week, the Taurus raid is finally live, and we're raging on how to get there. There's PTR news, more emo elves than Santa knows what to do with, listener mail for some reason, and a whole lot more. Beside me, of course, is the man, and the only man that I know, who knows how to kill with the coal that he gets in his stocking. That man is Navox. Welcome back from our Thanksgiving break, sir.
Heck yeah. Same to you. Level 75 with my artifact power this time. I got it this morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. How are you
I think
doing?
I'm at like 65 or 66.
Oh, my God. I went on the grind just so I could, just because I want to get that 75 done. I don't think I'm going to do any more of that, but yeah. So how's Thanksgiving? Good?
Well, I ate too much, so I fulfilled my end of the bargain. Tried not to cause too much trouble at the dinner table, which, you know, with our breed, that's kind of what we do. This is my opportunity. Like, hey, I'm just going to do this. Like, I'm just going to jump into this conversation and raise holy hell. And I've managed to, in the spirit of peace and brotherhood and tryptophan comas, I pulled it back. So it was good. How about yourself?
I think we made a little too much food. My eyes are bigger than my stomach when we were shopping, and I'm like, it's just my parents and Lise, and we were hosting Thanksgiving this year at the house, and then I'm like, okay, so we need to get this ham, and last year we got a quarter ham, this time we got a whole ham, and we did we don't do it a lot. We don't like turkey. I know we're not traditional with turkey. My dad likes turkey, so we get a boar's head, huge turkey breast. But what happened was, I think we got a little too much ham. So, so everybody ended up with a lot of leftovers. We still have ham. I had to freeze it because you know how that stuff gets nasty. Or I should just I think I should just leave it in the fridge, let it, I don't know. Or I might
get that good slime.
Yeah, you get that good slime. We just made I feel really bad because we made way too much food. But, next, you'll learn. And then next year, who knows? Maybe we'll have more people. But, or
you just have ham sandwiches until you just die.
Oh, my God. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
Well, other than Thanksgiving, of course, our big news on our end of the world, in World of Warcraft, and Taurus is finally live.
Yes.
Taurus the Burning Throne, new raid.
Yes.
Always a high time for us. How you enjoying the new raid? What do you think about it?
I really, really enjoy it. The one thing, we're stuck on, we rolled in there on heroic mode. So we burned through the first two bosses.
Ooh.
Yeah, we went through the first two bosses, but
coming in hot.
Yep, we got stuck on high command. And then we went back in there we raid Tuesday and Thursday. We went back in there on Thursday, and then we finally, at the very end of the night, decided, let's change the strat up. And we did so much better. And then by the time we finally got the groove on that boss, it was time to end the raid. You know how it goes. And everybody's had those where you're just like, we figured it out. Well, we'll come back next week and finish it off. And we will. It's not a big deal. But it is, you know what? I really, really enjoy the raid a lot. The one thing two things I don't like. One is the music, because they're recycling the music from Taurus itself. And
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer, because it's like that. If you go out there and look at YouTube, it reminds me of that surprised chipmunk video that and it's really, really annoying, and it's just constant. So I have to turn the music off. I think it's the first time I'm just like, that music's just annoying. But other than that, I mean, we're having a good time on it. I think we're gonna go back in on normal and clear it out. But yeah, how about you?
Yeah, we've always done the clear on normal first and then go back and do heroics. My team is not a mythic team by any means.
Oh, we're not mythic.
Nor do I ever want to go that direction. But with us, when I was leading the team and then now it's just kind of the backup, our thing always was Yeah, it's not as prestigious, and it's easier to some extent, well, in many respects, than heroic to go through on a normal. But from my perspective, going through and learning the space, the mechanics, the kind of the three-dimensional mind space that you need to get through a raid, I've always found that made the heroic progression quicker.
Yeah.
Because I've been on teams in the past where, and it's true on any level, but you get to that one boss that you just keep banging your head against the wall over and over and over, and they've mitigated that a little bit, I think, with some of the Titan forging type stuff, so you can still get gear along the way to help.
Right.
But with us being able to clear on normal, then jump back on heroic and say, okay, here's the one extra mechanic now we need to work in, or the two extra mechanics. I think we've been pretty successful. We've gotten every ahead of the curve achievement since Warlords, with the exception of like one, I think.
Nice. So how far did you clear? Did you already clear?
No.
It? Oh. Okay.
No, and in fact, my it's so embarrassing. So we only raided 2 nights. Yeah. There's only been 2 nights of raiding for our team, and I missed one of them.
It happened.
So I've only seen the raid one time, and we downed a few bosses the first night, and then the second night I think they went through several more. So right now the team's 8 of 11.
Oh my god,
normal.
That's nice. That's good. Okay.
So they're making steady progress. And are you guys 2, or did you end up with a couple more?
We are just 2. We are 2 of 10 on heroic, and we're gonna go back in and try to clear out normal. But I'm most excited about getting that green just hemorrhoid out of the sky finally. I did go through and look at the ending cinematic because I am one of those people who enjoys.
Wow.
I know. I love seeing what happened. I know. I love seeing what happened, and it's amazing. I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah.
You're always making me think twice. I'm like, I'm going to hold. My resolve will hold, and I'll wait, and I'll watch it with my raid team, and I'll watch it live, and I'll be excited, and then I hear this stuff, and I see, because it's nearly impossible to escape stuff on Twitter. Like if you're on Twitter or if you're on social media and you are linked to any other Warcraft anybody, you'll see something. It's impossible.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my god, I know who that is. Oh shit, I can't look. Yeah, I'm gonna hold out though. A sort of a weird side note, and this is something that obviously our listeners won't know, but you and I will know, is that this is the first time that you and I, while we're recording on one program, we're actually looking at each other and we're videoing with each other as we do this.
Yes.
And we're on Skype, and this is kind of weird because now I can see Sexy Man on the other side of this.
Yeah.
And, I have a face for radio, so I'm like kind of hiding.
Same here.
Like behind my mic, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. This is too much commitment. So it's kind of weird. So, this episode's a little different. It's because we can actually see each other and talk to each other like normal human beings.
That's right.
So it's a little strange, but we'll try this out, see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about Antorus.
Yes.
And to get to Antorus, now, before we even stepped into the raid.
Yes.
Right? We had to do a little quest.
Yep. It was a fun little quest.
So this all relates to this week's rage segment. So do you want to go ahead and jump into that?
Let's just jump into it.
Let's rage.
So this week we started Antorus, and before we got to Antorus, before we even go into the raid, we have a quest.
Yep.
And what does this quest do? This quest has us move this giant spaceship over to the raid.
Right.
Huge laser, and blow a hole.
That's right. Death Star fashion.
Into the raid building, like right into the base.
It's in the side, into the side of Antorus. Okay. We blow a hole in the side of it, yes.
Okay, now, we've been world questing. We've been all over this diseased, dying planet. We've now had power of a gigantic laser.
Yep.
But for some reason, I still have to run through 3 miles of trash in order to get to this entrance.
Yep.
I do not understand, and I don't have the time nor the patience when it's 7 o'clock and I got to get there, and instead I'm supposed to get through these mobs to get to a base and to get to a raid that we just took a laser and blew a hole to get to, and I still have to go through mobs to get there. I don't have time for this.
It's because
ain't nobody got time for that.
It's because Velen's a masochist. Seriously, he's the worst. And playing a prot warrior going through that thing, you'll see he's going through the mage tower scenario and having, you just understand why Velen is the way he is. And he's just like, you know what? Park the ship far away and make those fuckers run to where we just blew a hole in the side.
And it's not only that. You have to play hopscotch
Yep.
over fell lava.
Yes.
While other stuff is chasing you.
Yep.
To get to the raid.
Yep. It's actually
that we just used the laser to blow a hole into.
Okay, so so after we decided to talk about this, I actually logged in just to try to figure out and navigate if there's a better way to do this. And there is. It's called having a fucking warlock that gets there first.
Yeah.
And then having the raid team come in and summon, have the raid summon you. But, trying to work your way through, you pour it into the shattered chasm, then you hang a left into the pits of punishment. The pits of despair. No, it's the pits of punishment. And then you play Super Mario till you get to the summoning stone. So everybody who's listening definitely is going to be like, we'll get the learn to play scrub, this, that, and the other.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. No, there's no way. There's no way that this is okay.
No.
This is ridiculous.
No, they put portals all over the rest of the zone. Put a portal or a port right there so we can just beam down and get going. Look, we jump through all of the hoops. We do it. We do it to fly. We do it to there's no attunement. Bullshit. We're doing it when we fly. And we went to Antorus. We got our reputation up. Everything's good. We finally got a raid, and they're still like, fuck you, you're going to run there.
You can portal me from planet to planet, but you can't move me a couple miles down the road to get to a raid entrance? Come on, Blizzard. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I am too crappy of a player to waste my time getting slaughtered by mobs when I'm just trying to get to my raid and I'm running late because I just got 3 mouthfuls of dinner in and I'm running upstairs and I'm trying to get to my computer and I'm like, it's almost time for raid. And then I got to go through all these mobs to get there. And because our warlock is sick, it's just, I can't do it. Man.
However, because we're a warrior podcast, a trick to the warriors is this: swap in a prot spec. When you portal into the shattered chasm, go up, make a left, and then just beeline because you're not going to get dismounted. I know there's some things that you can get, spurs or whatnot, so you're not dismounted as a DPS. But as a prot warrior, I've never been dismounted. So you load up your prot spec. Go up, hang a left, go up the side of the mountain, and just beeline for the entrance. Look at your map, and you'll see that you're just going to make a beeline for it. You're going to jump off of the cliff like Arthas and Invincible.
Oh, my God.
And you're going to heroic leap before you hit the green shit, the lava, and then you'll land right in front of the summoning portal.
This is already too much work. Once you said jump off a cliff, I'm like, this is too much work. All right. Well, maybe I'll try that next time.
Yeah.
But you get my points. Blizzard, don't ever do this to me again. Enter any of us. Let me fly to the entrance. Give me a portal straight there. Something easy. I just, my heart can't take this anymore. So, all right. Enough of this. Lots of PTR news this week.
Lots of PTR
coming
news.
Fast and furious. So let's go ahead and jump into our news portion and talk about all the fun stuff there. All right, so 7.3.5, we've talked about this in the past couple of episodes, I think. Coming out of BlizzCon, the devs were pretty open about this. It's coming fast, it's coming furious, and it's going to have a bunch of content in it or something new for everyone or however you want to say it. But it's not just going to be another selfie camera patch. It's actually going to be...
No, lots of content.
There's actually be some stuff going on here. One thing that I know you were particularly jazzed about, and we've touched on this a little bit in the past, is it looks like, now we try our best here not to be too spoilery, not to be too overt in saying here's how this thing happens that hasn't happened yet, or you haven't gotten there yet, or whatever. But they did finally indicate what happens to our artifact weapons.
Yep.
And it seems like backpacks. You know what? You might be more clairvoyant than you're letting on, because first you got the backpack thing right.
Yes.
Now you're getting the artifact thing right. I'm going to have you start picking my Powerball numbers here before too long, because this is getting ridiculous. It seems that we do have an idea of what happens with the artifact weapons. So you want to elucidate what's going on with those?
Sure. So, and I'm sorry if I'm ruining it for you, but there's a gigantic weapon that's in Silthus. Without, did you see the ending cinematic? Do you know what happens?
I don't know a single thing, but I do know that something bad is happening to the planet.
Something bad is happening to the planet, and there is a bad something in Silthus. And what we're going to do at the very end of that, and it's got some bad mojo in it. It's got some bad corruption going on. So basically what we're going to do is combine all of our artifacts in Care Bear Stare fashion and suck we are sucking people. We're going to suck the corruption.
We're sucking people.
Right out of this thing. That's what she said. And
boy, last time it was the bareback brawl.
That's right, the bareback
sucking people with your Care Bear Stare.
That's right.
Well, where are you hanging out? I got to go to these parties.
Oh, man. But yeah, so we're going to send those out in a blaze of glory. Those are artifacts. And so if you are planning on acquiring any of your Mage Tower appearances, do that before Legion ends. Because, all right. So we touch base on how we're going to send it out, but here's something that's kind of like annoying me, and it kind of stinks because I love playing my alts, and I'd love to get all of my appearances, but I only have so many hours in the day set aside to play WoW, and I feel like those of us who prioritize other things in life are punished by not spending 100% behind the keyboard, and to grind out
sometimes that feels true
to get those artifact appearances, because I am going to get all of the warrior artifact appearances. I have one more to get, which is the arms warrior one, and I'll do that. But if I have to make a choice on what to get next, because I was thinking about getting Hulk hands on my monk or Thunder Fury on the rogue, I'm gonna have to go Thunder Fury on the rogue. Just to get that. But that's a really long process in itself. I mean, it's like you got to get 1,000 kills in PvP, then you got to do or is it? I don't know what it is. You have to get 1,000 dungeons, and then you have to do or 1,000 world quests.
I think they lowered all that stuff.
Oh, did they? Okay, good.
I think they did.
I'll have to go check it out, because that's.
And you're a PvP guy anyway. That's easy for you.
Yeah, I just wish that they wouldn't take them away. I mean, I understand that it's current content, but it's.
Yeah. That's kind of how they've done it for the last few expansions, though. Like if you think about, remember the Cloak and Mists of Pandaria?
Yeah.
And they said that this is part of this era of this story. And, this is it. If you don't get it now, you never get it. And then kind of moving forward, that seems to be the philosophy that they've had. But to your point, though, it does kind of stink, because let's say you do run out of time, or you come along a little bit later, and then you won't have the opportunity to experience that. So it is kind of the give and take of it. But, yeah, you're making the right choice if you're going with Thunder Fury, though.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, we're going to set them off. And I guess I don't know if that's the point where... Because this is the later patch, because they said there's a patch coming after the Antorus patch. So this is what's going to happen after that. And then I almost wonder if they're going to introduce the new class or the new races at that point, which would be really, really cool.
Well, they look like they're getting close.
Because they are rolling content out super fast. So that, it's been stagnant. Then we got Antorus, but it's nothing like what we dealt with Warlords. This is...
No. Well, it's nothing like it's ever been. And
it's nothing like it's never... Yeah, exactly.
To give credit to Hazakostas and the rest of those guys, they were pretty bold. You remember a couple of years ago when they said, we are going to do right by you guys because we know that we fucked up in Warlords and the content was not rolled out correctly. And they talked about, we're hiring this bigger team and this and that, and it's going to be regular content patches. We're like, yeah, we've heard all this before. We've been hearing this forever, man. The forums were like, yeah, fuck that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's lying to us again, and, whip this man to death. Well, now, you got to hand it to him. Legion has been a regular rollout. It was like, what, every 76 days or something, and these patches were coming and coming and coming, and
Yeah.
even as a raid leader, I was like, dang, I need like another extra month because we're not like a super fast progressing group. So I'm like, dude, you guys are swamping us. Like, it's good. You're keeping up your end of the bargain. But at the same time, I'm like, whoa, slow down there, Sparky. But to their credit, they have been continually rolling this stuff out. And so with 7.3.5, again, it looks like they're trying to bring a little bit of the future a little early. Is that fair to say?
No, that's what they're doing a lot early, I think. And also because I think, well, something else we were going to touch on was the zone scaling. That's on the PTR. So they're going to they're going to introduce all this stuff in a later patch so people can start leveling their characters up. I have characters I want to level, and I want to have a leveling character where you can go through and you can enjoy the story. Because I've always been that type of the worst person that just goes through, and I've said it before, I don't finish quest lines, I don't read the quest text. I really am enjoying the storyline.
You are the worst.
Exactly. But after starting to read these, novels and whatnot, I'm interested in the lore now. It just took me forever to get into it, but so I'm gonna level.
So have you finished Arthas, by the way?
No, I have not finished it. I've been reading it on my lunch break at work. It is
one
of. I will say this: I am sorry I didn't read these things prior, because the very next one I get, like I said, will be the Varian book, because I want to read that one.
Wolfheart.
Yes, Wolfheart. But this one is so good. And had I read this prior, because I imagine, did this come out during Burning Crusade? Before Burning Crusade?
I think came out right before Wrath, yeah.
Oh my God. I think I would have enjoyed Death Knights a lot more. I think I would have enjoyed and understood what the hell was going on a lot more, but it's such a good storyline. I think everybody should read that one, and definitely.
Well, and that's what, and this is kind of a side note, but that's why I think a lot of us think it's so great that they brought Christy Golden, who wrote Arthas and who's written many of these books, in-house.
Yep.
And now she's part of that. I mean, she is, and this is a bit of an exaggeration, but she has seemingly single-handedly born Anduin Wrynn.
Yep.
I mean, it's because of her that he has been on this trajectory in a more fleshed out way. At least that's been my perception of it, because she's been responsible for a lot of the writing for that character. And so now to bring her in-house, again, I'm always thinking, who's supplanting Metzen? Because in my mind, he was always the guy that led that charge of, here's what everybody's doing. And now it seems like she can be that person, or at least part of that group that does that. And since she's responsible for literally the literature of that, I think that's great. So I continue to hope that you will finish these books. And
yes.
If you ever need one, I have your address, and I have a whole bookshelf full of books right over here, where I have pretty much everything they've ever written. Well, with the exception of one Horde book that I didn't give a shit about. But other than that one, keep going.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, back to PTR.
Back to the PTR. Yes. So they're going to introduce the level scaling, and we got a little bit more information on that, because what's really nice about it is, we mentioned it before, you're no longer going to outlevel the zones really fast, or miss some of the great content like I mentioned. And it's a gradual increase in level. It's not going to be like you're going to, run out of, Elwyn and then go right to Northern Stranglethorn. It's going to be a gradual increase in level. So folks can enjoy the story more, and I think this is a fantastic change. I really do.
Oh,
so
without question. And that's, it kind of depends on the type of player that you are, because in my mind, if you're looking to just power level, like you throw on all of your heirlooms, and you're getting like your Darkmoon Fair buff, and you're doing all your stuff, and you're like, I just want to get to max level as fast as possible. I don't know if this change, matters to that type of player. Obviously I can't say that for somebody else, but I know for me, as I've gotten, farther along in my years of playing this game, I actually like that I can now go back, especially post-Cataclysm, and play through what they did, because I don't really know a lot about what they changed. I remember leveling up my warrior, which has been my one and only main, and I did it back in early BC, and it took me a year the first time to go from 1 to 70, and it tells you how long it takes me to do all this crap. So, for me to be able to go back and see all of the stuff that they've done, I'm kind of excited about that. I got to be honest, and I've never really been one to do a lot of alts, which my friends can tell you I am not an alt guy. But to be able to go back and to be able to finish these storylines off and to see what they've done and to see where we go, because I know that there's stuff that I'm missing, and I'm a lore guy. I love it. But to actually experience some of this stuff now after the fact, I'm really looking forward to this change. That might actually get me to play some more alts, which is a little terrifying. But I might do it. So
good.
So we have level scaling going on, which is huge and something I think people have seen on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the biggest chunk of PTR news that hit this week that it seems like a lot of people are talking about are the data mine new models that we got for the new races or sub races and for some of the horde leadership. And it doesn't seem that people are all that happy about it.
Oh no, the forums were blown up. There are people that are pissed off about the Void Elves. There's 5 separate posts out there about how people are pissed off about the Void Elves and they wanted High Elves instead.
Is that why people are so mad?
I think so.
It's
they
not
wanted
the hair?
the vampy hair.
Not the vampy fire hair?
Yeah.
Which honestly, I think it looks badass. Like maybe that says something about me, but I think it's pretty cool that they can do that now.
I'm not going to race change Nav over to a Void Elf or anything like that.
No.
But,
No.
It wouldn't be, hey, you have a different option now, I imagine, for a Demon Hunter and, maybe a cool Rogue and Paladin maybe. Maybe they'll get Paladin, I don't know yet. So,
Could you imagine what an Alliance high school dance would look like, with the Void Elves like in one corner trying to be super emo and then like the Demon Hunters in another corner being super emo and they have like an emo off where nothing happens?
Yeah, I imagine.
Oof.
Sure.
The future of Azeroth is at stake. So people, they really don't like the Void Elves, huh?
No, they don't like the Void Elves. And I think the main... here's what I think people are pissed off about. And I thought about this a lot, too, is that we were out here helping the Nightborn, and we're out here helping the High Mountain Tauren. And in the end, Illyria is a high elf, right? Illyria is a high elf. And then during the storyline, she is corrupted by here we go with what is it called? The shadow?
The Void?
The Void, right? So she's corrupted by that, and then...
She's been with it. We come to find out that she's actually been communicating with it for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Because there was the audio drama that they did. Did you listen to that at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm oblivious to this.
Add that to your lore list.
All right, adding it to the lore list. So there's an audio
they put out
drama.
there was a 3-part audio drama that they did with Ilaria and Terralion. And it was about the period of time, essentially, from the last time we saw them when they went through the Dark Portal up until the time that we're seeing them now.
All right.
And they talk about how, and I love that they can do this, of course. It's a little bit of, it's not really retconning, but it's just funny how one of the things that they said is that their perception of time is different because of where they are and where they've been. So, like, hundreds of years can pass, and one that's like 10 years or something.
Okay.
But in that time, she was communicating with the Void. So she's been hooking up with that side of the light and the dark.
Her side piece is the Void.
Her side piece is the Void, and it's gone dirty. And now she's like, she's all Void now, or at least she can kind of control it. And that's the battle that we see coming. Is that the I cannot remember his name, but he's the really cool ethereal dude that has that really awesome name, but I cannot remember off the tip of my tongue. But he's the one that's kind of been guiding her through this expansion that we saw when we did that series of quests, and that was part of what he was teaching her, was how to control the Void, because nobody ever could before him or like one other guy, and that's why they all went crazy and insane and became bad guys, where somehow she's been able to control it.
Oh, okay.
And I guess now she's going to teach others? So we don't know, because we still have like quests and things to do that'll explain all of this, but none of that explains why people want High Elves. Why do people think High Elves are so good?
I think they just want the look of. I think they want the look, and they don't want to play Horde. I think that's what it is. You know, I don't know a lot about the high elves to begin with, but
yeah, they're basically just the old school version of the night elves, right?
yeah,
Or
I guess so.
something.
So what is it at their core?
Oh, we're gonna get ourselves into trouble with this.
Yeah, I know. Me and my lore. So at the core, they separated from the blood elves, and they rejected the teachings of Kael'thas. Is that what happened with the high elves?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, all right. So they have a strong morality and a heroic struggle to win over their crippling addiction. Oh, whatever. I don't care. So
Is that what I am? Because I have a horrible food addiction. Is that...
I do too.
I
Man.
really identify with that.
I will eat the shit out of my emotions. I don't care.
Oh yeah. Don't take my light well away from me, and don't take my KFC either. Yeah. Oh God. I single-handedly keep these fast food places around here in business. Anyway.
Yeah. So
So
people
we got void elves.
Yeah, we got void elves. Yep.
And I like the void elves. I also like the Lightforged Draenei.
You do, because I don't.
I think it's a cool look. I know when I first saw them, I was like, I'm definitely going to be rolling one of those. What are you not vibing about?
I've never been a Draenei fan. I've never been a Draenei
Really?
fan. Really, because I don't like. Okay, so I don't.
Is it the space goat thing?
It's the space goat thing. It's the hooves. It's the tail. I don't like it. I don't know why.
Oh.
I just. But I like Taurens. I don't like the Draenei. I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. But
Are you a racist against blue people? Is that what this is?
no, because I actually do like the Nightborn they put out there. So, but yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I teach their own. I think the people who like the Draenei are gonna like the Lightforged Draenei because there's a lot of cool looking. What are they? Their symbols or the tattoos that they have for them. They glow yellow, and
They're like uber paladins.
Yes.
It's like the most paladin you can get.
Well,
Unless you were Uther himself, this is like the most paladin you can get is the Lightforged Draenei. These big giant hammers just smashing on stuff. And you also mentioned the Nightborn, which have, I think, all of the they're not the allied races. I want to call them sub races, and I'm probably going to keep calling them that because.
All right, let's call them sub races because they are sub races to what are out there.
I don't know. Is that demeaning in some way? They're like subhuman, Okay.
Because they're making us do a quest to unlock these characters.
That's true.
I mean,
it's not like they're just part of the thing.
Right.
Okay. All right. Whatever we call them, they all have their own like art kit that goes with them,
Right.
and there's you have to essentially level one of these things in order to get the class armor, or not the class armor, but the race armor that they've talked about. Of all of them, the Nightborn is like the craziest looking. Like they have like this really weird star field kind of thing going on in the background, and it's the Suramar group essentially. It's that bunch of elves, but they like took the ones that they already had, which are really cool looking, and then they brought the fidelity up even higher.
Yep.
And so now these things are just, I mean, they're pretty badass.
They look like rock stars. They look really, really cool. I mean,
and I've never wanted to play Horde.
Yep.
It's making me think.
I would. This is what I would roll.
Think.
I would absolutely roll a Nightborn to play Horde because they look really, really cool. And for those Forgotten Realms fans out there, if you wanted to finally make a Drow character, this would be the character you go with. So for all you fans out there, sitting on the name Dritz Duerden from the Forgotten Realms, you can finally transfer it over to this character and you'd be good to go because there you have it. You finally have your Drow in game. So.
And as I think I mentioned earlier, I have no idea what that is, so hopefully that makes sense to you people out there, because I am not going to explain that. But when we were talking earlier, you actually brought up a couple of good points, is that, one of the things about Warcraft, I think that I've always enjoyed, whereas when I've tried to explain it, I think some people kind of rip on it a little bit, is that World of Warcraft in general, it has a variety of source material that it pulls from. Like, it's a little bit Lord of the Rings.
Right.
It's a little bit Star Trek.
Yes.
It's a little bit Star Wars. It's a little bit of, like, all of our geek culture kind of brought into one place. And so
that's a generation.
your example
that's
here.
a generation that's making WoW at this point, though. That's it. I mean, they get all of the sci-fi stuff, that we grew up with, and we're finally, it's regurgitated into different forms in this game. I'm okay with it. I love it. I love seeing the similarities and, between the sci-fi genres that we get in WoW.
And you were saying in specific with the Nightborn that this is, or the Night Elves, or this is from something, or what do you think the source material is?
So basically, like I said, with the Nightborn, you had, and I'm going to say the Nightborn were a very, very similar to the characters in the Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms book. It started with what is it called? The main character's name is Dritz Duerden. The first book is called Homeland, and basically what it is it's the story of this drow, this dark elf, where the women are the leaders in society. They're am I saying this right? The patriarchs, the matriarchs. They are the
matriarchs would be the women.
They're the matriarch. They are the end all be all. They decide what's going on in this realm, and they live in this place called Menzo Berenzian, and they're magic users.
Bless you.
They're magic users, and basically what happens is they discover that this character Dritz is special because he's ambidextrous, and he goes to train with his mentor. You find out who is actually his father. The women don't take husbands; they have lovers, and then they have children. And Zach Nafine is this Dritz's, basically mentor father figure, and he trains him how to fight. Anyway, so what we're looking at here is, because it's very similar to, when you first go down and you're helping out all of the Nightborn in,
Suramar?
Thank you, Suramar. I already forgot. I haven't been doing the world quest there. I apologize. So
how dare you, sir?
So you're going down and you're helping these characters out, and it's the similarities are there. You have a lot of magic users, and it's very drowish. It's very underdark. It's sure the drow lived underground, and these people have Suramar City, but it's very, very, very similar. So and it's a very good read. If you guys, if you want to sidestep and go read just go read the Dark Elf trilogy. That's the first 3 stories, and then it branches off in other Forgotten Realms novels, the Icewind Dale trilogy and things like that. It goes hand in hand with WoW. It goes hand in hand with the MMO atmosphere, the RPG, role play fantasy stuff. So, but yeah, so I'm seeing, like I said, I see the similarities between the Nightborn and the Drow from that character, from that storyline. So,
right on. Looking here, so we got the sort of the Allied race data mine preview, something. We also got to look at some of the new Horde leader NPC models, which, again, I'm not a Horde guy, but holy smokes, these things are good.
Yeah.
Like, Bane looks ridiculously good. Nathanos Blightcaller, who is essentially Sylvanas' boyfriend, and Sourfang, the dude, like if you see that dude in ICC and then you see that, holy shit. I mean, that's like, I went from a Pinto to a Maserati. I mean, that model upgrade is nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it Varrock, I think that's who that is. That has to be one of the single coolest NPC models I've ever seen. But it makes me wonder, where are my Alliance guys? Like, where's the Greymane that looks like that? Where's the Anduin that looks like that? Where are any of them?
Okay, so there's a video out there on YouTube that I did see this, and on the PTR, off of the Dwarven district, where you would normally walk out of the steps of Stormwind, is a farm. Well, they replaced that farm with a Alliance building. It looks like something from your garrison, and inside that garrison is again Greymane, Velen, and Anduin. I believe it's I know Anduin's there. I know Velen is there, and I think, I'm sorry, I said Gen is there. Anduin's there. I don't know if Velen is there. I believe he's there, but they're all sitting around this table, or they're standing you'll see Anduin standing behind the table, and everybody else he's staring at a map. So I don't know why he wouldn't be in the keep, in Stormwind Keep, doing this, but it's a garrison off to the side of the Dwarven district, so they're sitting out there.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so and do they look the same as they did before? Or are they getting like the super cool badass upgrade too?
They look very, they finally took the hood off Anduin, so Anduin's back.
No more Assassin's Creed cosplay.
No more Assassin's Creed cosplay. No. Yeah.
I was really digging that vibe on him.
I have a feeling, though,
good.
I have a feeling for those listening, you'll probably see the new updated models this week sometime, because they are pushing. I mean, people are data mining the hell out of this. So,
oh yeah, I want to see him in that Reinhardt gear that he was wearing in the cinematic. I mean, tell me that didn't look like something straight out of Overwatch that Reinhardt would have wore with all the lions and the thing. Oh,
I was gonna say that they might put him in that stuff when he's out when you're doing quests and you come across him outside of Stormwind, but I don't see. There's no real Varian wore armor.
Varian always wore his armor.
He's like, I am not showering. I am staying in this shit all day. It takes me forever to get into it. I'm not feeling very good right now. I don't want to,
That's why he's so angry.
Exactly.
That's why we're so angry, Nav, is because we don't shower enough. Oh my God! All right, moving on to our this. Now this is going to be an interesting one for us.
Yeah,
we're gonna dive in because this is what we do. And listen, man, we're warriors. We talk about this. We heroic
absolutely.
leap into the
we
fray
just go
and
head first.
Say what the fuck. So the last couple of weeks. Now let's start globally here.
All right.
For the last month or two in the entertainment industry, there has been, and politics as well, there has been an enormous reckoning for a variety of sexual predators out in the world.
Oh my God, yeah.
Very high profile.
Yep.
We just had Matt Lauer of all people a couple days ago.
Blowing up, literally,
just insane, as well as it should. This stuff obviously has to come to light. These people need to pay
far too long. Yep.
Oh, far too long. I think any of us that have been around other human beings know that this is all horrible and awful and, needs to be addressed.
Right.
Where this comes into our neck of the woods is that it seems like there has been a bleed over into the Twitch community.
Yeah.
Where through our various social media feeds and other places, we've seen a lot of talk about abuse, about depression. I know in particular, we're going to talk about this, that there was quite a focus on certain types of female streamers, and I'm going to use this term, don't send me a bunch of hate mail, titty streamers. That there was a lot of focus being put on this, and it's shown a light, I think, in our vein of this discussion. And I just kind of wanted to bring it up since it's out there and kind of just talk a little bit about, maybe give a suggestion I was thinking of how people maybe could navigate this landscape. Certainly how I look at it. Same thing for you. Just to throw it out there. The main thing that I know that I have seen, and I think you have seen as well, is this argument that there are women that are on streaming services, on Twitch in particular, that, they're women. They have breasts, and they show them. And somehow, that's a bad thing, which I'll be honest, I've never found that to be a bad thing. But two, people seem to care about it because they think it's taking away from their streaming subscription numbers. Am I getting this right?
Yeah, that's the gist of what I mean. Okay, so again, I don't follow a lot of Twitch people all that often, but what I do have is a Twitter account, and I follow everybody who follows me. So naturally, when I log into Twitter, my feed is just people reposting other people's posts of even people I don't even follow or know of. So my feed every day is constantly, look at this cool thing I did. Look at this. This is amazing and wow. And then Elon Musk posts something. And then all of a sudden somebody posts, this person called so-and-so a whore on Twitch. Bam.
Oh.
immediately piques my weird interest of, okay, there's some drama going on. Do I just scroll down?
It's the car crash mentality.
Exactly. It's just like that. You can't look away. So it's like, okay,
Nope.
So let's go down this rabbit hole. And you go down the rabbit hole, and then basically what happened, how this came about was, okay, so I'm going to spiral into two different directions here. One, when I initially asked about what happened, everybody's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, yeah.
Now, when you say everybody, who are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I go and ask people in Discord, hey, why is this person on Twitter reposting something about this streamer? What happened here? Oh, right. And I get, don't worry about it. It's not even worth looking into. Well, first of all, it got posted out there. I don't like feeling like an asshole that I don't know what's going on out there, right? Because
you're trying to be an informed citizen.
I'm trying to be informed about what's going on. Well, apparently,
that's right.
So the short version of this is there was a streamer out there called, his name's Trainwreck. That's the streamer.
This tells you a lot about how this is going to go.
Exactly. I didn't even put that together until you said something. Exactly.
It is not happy Susie Homemaker.
No, this guy went on a rampage about how these, women streamers are taking away his followers and they're hurting the Twitch community and this, that, and the other. And oh my God. And he blew it up, and it finally went down to the wire of, he called them in this video. You can just go out there and just Google Twitch Trainwreck and banned, 5-day suspension.
Pretty easy to find.
And you will find everything you're looking for. You could watch the video. But he goes on this rampage, and he just unloads on people using the IRL section on Twitch. And we've all seen it on Twitch. There are people out there that just go online and they will bake all day, or they will sit and read, or they'll sit and do their taxes, or they'll sit. Twitch has become.
Yeah. Okay,
so again, I know I'm rabbit trailing here. I know there's I apologize to my listeners, or our listeners and everybody out there listening. It's just my brain goes in different directions here with this. So he goes out there and calls these streamers sluts and accuses them of stealing views from other streamers. Well,
does he have any facts?
There's no facts other than
any scientific data.
Other than he assumes that people that are in their stream should be in his stream watching. I think that's
a hell of an assumption.
It's a hell of exactly. It's like get better at what you're streaming. Get better at putting content out there, and people will come over there and watch your stream. Apparently, I watched. Yeah. I the most I've ever watched of this person is that rant he went on, and that's about it. So I mean,
so this guy's going crazy.
This guy's gone crazy,
and he gets banned,
and he gets a 5-day suspension. Right.
And so, and what is that for? Is that for going after other people? Is that for the use of language of some type? That's
exactly it. So Twitch is no longer just about game. It's because it's like I said, it's people streaming. It's a streaming service for people's lives, and some folks have more interesting lives and better content than others. So basically, what happened was that they have their rules. So in it,
Twitch has their rules.
You can't go after another streamer. So
really,
yes. So in their
what if it's like playfully?
Well, if it's playfully,
Who judges that?
If it's playfully, I imagine you're going to, coordinate this like the YouTube folks do.
Okay.
So whenever you go out there, and
I would have gotten thrown off of there a million years ago.
I'm going to tell you something. There's a couple really good YouTube channels out there that debunk the YouTube drama channels out there. Because I'm a big Philip DeFranco fan. I watch his shows, and he watches all of these other episodes online, and he'll be like, okay, so this was basically bullshit, and this other streamer called this person out. Anyway, so it's a coordinated thing on YouTube. On Twitch, I'm sure you could coordinate it. But if you don't, it's considered targeted harassment. So you can't, you can't do any threats of violence against other people. There's no sharing of private information.
So basically, be a decent human being.
Basically, that's it. All you have to do is be a basic,
half
decent human being. That's it.
So I guess that the thing is the question that keeps coming to my mind is, why do these people care so much? Like, I can understand. So on one end, and this is sort of as you were saying, my mind is sort of these two halves. Is one, last I checked, and maybe it's because I'm an adult and I don't know, I can go on a Twitch and I can look at any channel I want. There's no age requirement. There's no, like, you have to be so many years old and older. You can look at anything.
Right.
So I can see where on one hand, now, Nav, you and I are of the generation, and we'll this is some adult talk, some grown man talk here. We remember back in the day when the best thing that we had as teenagers was like the Sears catalog for a little alone time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
There was, that and Chadwick's.
When it was like, oh my God.
We had this discussion the other night, actually. We were watching, oh my God. Never mind. That's a story for another time. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So yes, it is 100% possible and likely that instead of the Sears catalog, there are young men that have certain Twitch channels that they enjoy in the same way. That's when mom and dad aren't looking, they fire it up real quick, watch some chick in a bikini playing a game or with like a certain type of top, and they do their thing.
You can't explain what people like. People like what they like.
They like what they like. And that's
exactly.
And that's kind of my part of it is I'm like, well, as a parent, I could say, well, if there's something that's, I mean, really close, like a chick is wearing like a string bikini deal, and you're like, whoa, maybe that needs to come with a certain amount of age restriction. Like, I could get that, where maybe you segment that off in a certain way, or you say it's adult content, and you figure out whatever the rules are.
And Twitch does have that. They have an NSFW switch. You can put, not an NSFW, it's an 18 and up switch. So you can put.
So there you go.
Mature audiences. I'm sorry, it's mature audiences. Yes, you can put that switch on. When you go to the channel, it says, "Big warning: this is meant for mature audiences. Do you want to click next?" And you enter in. So yes, they have that.
So, and even still, I remember when the internet was coming around, and I was not 18, and I would still click yes because I wanted to go see the Playboy website because I didn't know about all the other good ones, and I just was like, I just know which one was marketed to me. So. Yeah, there's always going to be a way around that stuff. But the bigger, more relevant question that I that comes to mind is, why does anybody care? Like, so what? Like, these women want to go on. They want to game. They want to show off whatever they want to show off or do whatever they want to do. I can't for the life of me understand why these people are so upset.
It's
like,
yeah.
Are they just that jealous? Are they that insane? Do they just? I guess I don't understand, why do they have such a problem with women wanting to play video games and dress in revealing outfits? I mean, that seems like the dream of every man when I grew up.
I think South Park hit it on the head. Hit it on the head with the remember the Memberberry episode? Remember this? Remember that? Remember Star Wars?
No.
Okay, well, they put an episode out of people that are living in the good old days, and I think these people have it ingrained in their heads that Twitch is a gaming community. It's just all for gaming. That's all it is, and it's not.
Even though I've watched Bob Ross.
Even though you've watched Bob Ross, and everybody has watched that stream, and it like, I didn't appreciate it growing up. I sure should appreciate Bob Ross now.
They need to canonize that man quickly. Like, if his sainthood has not been confirmed by now, anybody that is experiencing any amount of stress in their lives, I'm telling you, just 10 minutes just stretch of Bob Ross, you're out.
And Amazon owns Twitch, right? So the thing is this. They know
monetization, baby.
Exactly. This Twitch has more viewership of both Netflix and HBO. So more people are watching Twitch on a daily basis. So it's a business. They're out to make money. And the streamers out there are looking to, I think we need, streamers is a good name for, they're content creators. They're creating content. Anything you put out there that people are watching, it's content.
Even these lousy influencers, I hate.
Even the lousy influencers, even them, exactly. They're putting content out, and people are going to watch that content if it appeals to them. There's so much weird stuff out there on Twitch. I went out there and looked at some of the smaller streamers, and even the larger streamers. There's some dude in Russia just dancing all day, and he has a couple thousand viewers watching him just dance with his shirt off. It's the most hilarious thing I've seen, but people are sitting there and donating and watching it. It's
Wow.
strange. And
We are on the wrong track, man.
I know.
Maybe that's what we need to be doing. We need to start the Warrior Loincloth channel.
Yeah.
Hashtag loincloth.
Yeah. That'll go over real well.
And then, we could take shifts.
yeah, sure.
You could do some world quests in your loincloth, and then I could do like half a raid in mine, and then we could look for donations.
And draw Sharpie faces and just dance around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But is this the same group that would get us in trouble, or is it because we're dudes and they wouldn't care?
I think it's dudes and they wouldn't care. So we'd be sitting there like at 2:00 in the morning going, why do I only have 2 viewers? And then you look over and the other only viewer is that you're monitoring it on another laptop. So you're the only fool watching your stream at the time. So that's it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just as I've seen this stuff come up, I can't quite wrap my head around why these guys are so angry about all of this stuff when, I remember a time when we would have absolutely killed to have services like this back in the 90s.
Do you remember how big Justin TV was crazy when it came out?
Oh, huge.
You'd go out there, like I used to watch Swifty out there, and I still watch him every once in a while on Twitch. It's just, he came from Justin TV, and all those games, you'd go out there like, oh my God, there's some dude just playing a game, and it just became a thing, and it's entertaining. Then people do speed runs, and people do, there's interests out there for everybody, and Twitch is a great market to get it out there for people, and
Yeah, and it's free, right? I mean anybody can go on there and
free. Anybody can go out there. And that's the best part. Anybody can go out there and make content. It doesn't
like this.
Like this. We could go out.
I mean, nobody's paying us. We're just doing this.
Doing this exactly. Exactly.
Oh man. Well, I guess the second part of this, and won't go too deep into this, but kind of the other thing that we've seen come out of this is the subsequent, and people can disagree if they want to, but I absolutely believe that part of what's coming out of this is then you have this retribution, personal wise, against some of these streamers. Now, I've said this in the past. There is content that I don't necessarily think provides value.
Right.
That being said, that doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and post somebody's personal information.
Right.
That doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and fuck with their channel. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go out there and, attack them in a personal way that, in my opinion, goes beyond a certain line.
Right.
And because there's a difference between enjoying or not enjoying a content and then taking that next step and starting to go after somebody. And it seems like that's the line that keeps getting crossed here. And so in conjunction with a lot of this, what I've seen is how this has affected certain people. And that's where I think what we've also seen is a lot of talk about, people trying to express their emotions about depression or anxiety or stress or whatever it is. And, let's be frank, the world is not in a great shape right now in many respects.
Right.
And the level of general anxiety is very high in the world.
Yes.
And to add to that, you do see a lot of that in the stream. And now you and I talk fairly regularly
Right.
when we're not doing this.
Right.
And one of the things that we've seen is that, there are people that express their opinions and their emotions, and they're trying to get stuff out there, whether it's for their own health and benefit or whether it's for somebody else's. Right. We do, unfortunately, also see where some people, I think, are just looking to get attention.
Yes.
Where, oh, I have a hangnail, pray for me. And it's
exactly. I know.
Everybody has their own level and their own limit, and I get all of that. But at the same time, I don't want to give attention to something that is not just, anything above just I need attention, not a real cry for help.
That's exactly it.
And,
yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to tell, and I get that, and I'm dancing on a fine line here.
Right.
I understand that, but when you see people that are out there that are depressive, I mean, it is a real thing. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that are like, depression's not real.
No,
it's
it
just
is a
you
real
just
thing,
have to buck up and do your thing, and as somebody who has been through years of therapy, I can tell you for a fact that there's some very real shit that in many respects you have no control over. You just go through your day, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm a piece of shit. You're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. But we do see a lot of that talk out there, and I think it's unfortunate that it's coming out of very misguided agendas. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just think that it's you have to take everything. Here's what happens. Somebody will go out there on Twitter and post, "Hey, I'm this or I'm that. I'm feeling this way or I'm feeling that way. Let's go with the whole. I have a hangnail and my life is now ruined because of that hangnail." Well, that's kind of like you look at it and you're like, "Oh, that's silly." But some of the Twitch streamers have been like posting apparently lately that they're suffering from depression. Now, I don't doubt that for a second, because if you think about it, Twitch streaming in the yes, you're sitting there, but you're putting on a performance. You're creating your own character on Twitch. It can be a very lonely experience where the only people you're interacting with are the people in that chat channel. And if you don't have a lot of people in that chat channel interacting with you, and you're streaming for 12, 13, 14 hours a day, some people will stream 24 hours a day.
Haven't people died doing
people
that?
Died, yeah, sitting there playing video games for long periods of time. But I can imagine the human being, and let me preface this with, sure, neither one of us are, licensed to be talking about
am not
exactly the psyche and whatnot. But human beings are not. You crave interaction with other human beings, and I think that's a lot of where the depression and loneliness comes from. If you're sitting there streaming constantly on a daily basis, and the only interaction you have is that chat channel in your Twitch stream. So I think that's a lot of where the depression is coming from. But I could be wrong there too. There's real life people are dealing with real life stuff too. But the most important thing is, the best support you can give somebody like that is try to ask them to get help. When somebody's like, "I'm depressed, give me money because giving me money will make me less depressed." That's kind of like the warning.
There's a line there.
That's the line that's like, "Hey guys, life's great," and then 2 minutes later, "I'm so depressed, but if you donate money, I won't be depressed." Okay, just be wary of those people. That's kind of like I understand. I think yeah, that's that fine line again. It's just
and it is tough.
And it makes you creepy. You go with your gut. If you get creeped out, go with your gut.
And I say this sometimes, and I don't know why I end up going back to this, but for a show that's got two warriors, usually raging on stuff, I'd like to think that part of what both of us have talked about and what I want to put out there as well for listeners of this show is that these are opportunities for us to be better people. And
Absolutely.
These are opportunities for us to help our own community. And when you see people that are in trouble, sometimes just listening is enough.
Absolutely.
Sometimes helping people find resources. Sometimes people don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They just know how they feel, and they feel stuck. And that's how it is oftentimes. In my experience, is you're in a position where you know where you are, but you don't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see so much of it now. And it kind of ebbs and flows in our community. But when you see it, try to be a better person, I guess is kind of my suggestion, is that it costs you nothing to reach your hand out and to message that person and say, "Hey, we're listening.
Yeah.
Can we be of help?" Those kinds of things. So as we see all of that stuff kind of coming, I wanted to throw that out there as sort of the parting shot, is just to say, when you see people that are in distress and need help, never be afraid to reach out, because there's a lot of it out there, and there's a lot of it in our community, and it's okay to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that, but try to make sure you stay on the line of keeping it from going too personal.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's me talking, and I've crossed the line plenty of times in my life. I've crossed the line on this show. I realize that, but just wanted to throw that one out there. All right. So we talked about all of that jazz, and it's a little bit of a somber note. So I'm gonna bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
Because we have something new.
Oh, no.
We have listener mail.
What?
We have listener mail, my friend.
Oh, my God.
And it's about you.
Oh, this ought to be good.
So I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Here we go. This is from the Brickishaw Troll, who writes in, "Hey, Unshackled Fury. Love the show. But after listening to a couple episodes, I need to ask that Nav never talk lore again, as he clearly has no idea what he is talking about. P.S. Bring back the Blizzard Deadpool because I need some free shit."
Well, he's not.
Would you care to respond to this fan of the show?
First, thanks for listening. Secondly, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
As we've highlighted too many times, you don't read your quest
A
text.
lot of our stuff is tongue in cheek. So I mean, you ought to ask the guys I've been raiding with. They'll ask me about lore all the time, and I will just go off on a random tangent. Sometimes it has nothing to do with canon lore story. I'm learning, people. You know, I'm getting there. I'm learning all these.
You're reading a book, for God's sake.
I'm reading a book, exactly.
Cut my man some slack.
But hey, thanks for the listener mail, and by all means, write us some more. It's great.
Yes, it's finally nice to get some mail on the show. Maybe we'll get two next week.
Maybe we'll get two. Who knows?
Maybe we'll get two next week. All right. Well, I think we've done enough damage for one episode. So other than this fine program, where can the people find you on the internet now?
I changed my Twitter handle, and I'll change it again because I'm crazy like that. So my Twitter handle is now at NAV_OX. So it's NAV_OX. As I try to NavOx. As I try to get that one person out there on Twitter who has my handle, I message him, I tweet him. I'm like, dude, are you even there anymore? I don't think he's there. I don't think he exists anymore.
They're probably dead.
Who knows?
You'll never get
I'll
it.
never get it.
You'll never get it.
But how about you? Where can people find you?
As for me, you can always find me on Twitter at the same old place at Berzerker Rage, because I'm pretty sure the guy that has at Berzerker, I don't know, disappeared into some, mine shaft a million years ago. You can also feel free to contact us with your questions, comments, and otherwise at our fabulous email, unshackeledfuryshow@gmail.com, and you can give Nav more praise. You can also find this show on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. So until next time, keep your swords wet and your banners high. We'll catch you next time. Farewell, champions.